Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/Entitled Parents. In today's episode, my sister attacked my wife, and my mom is holding our financial documents hostage because of it. Update: my sister attacked my wife and my mom is withholding our documents because of it. My parents want me 17 years old to pay rent. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. My sister attacked my wife, and my mom is holding our financial documents hostage because of it. Hi Reddit. This post is half to vent, but also have to check myself and make sure I am not going crazy. My wife and I are recently married, but have been together since December 2019. Ever since then, we have had nothing but problems with my family, particularly my mom and my one sister, as well as occasionally my brother, sister-in-law, and dad. My wife and I have talked multiple times in the past few years about whether we feel like it has gotten to the point of us needing to go no contact, but haven't pulled that trigger quite yet. This past weekend, however, and the aftermath, are having us seriously consider it. I guess I just need some advice. The background/lead up. My wife and I were asked to help with a home project, painting, for my brother and Sale's new house. The only supplies that were brought for said project was one single paint sprayer and one single roll of painting tape, even though we had 7 to 9 people at various points who were there to help. More tape was later purchased. My wife, my mom, my Sale, and I started taping up the parts that needed covered, and my brother started painting behind us. There wasn't a whole lot to tape, so once we finished that, there wasn't anything to do other than sit around and wait. Eventually, my sister starts painting, and my wife and I decide around 7 p.m. that it would probably be smart to try to order food for everyone. My wife is with one group on one side of the year talking about food orders, and I am on the other side with my mom and sister. My wife heard them yelling and was concerned, especially due to previous history, that something was happening, so she came over and asked what was going on. Here is a play-by-play of this conversation. Sister, hands me paint sprayer, your turn. Me, oh, okay. I thought I was supposed to go get food. Sister, too bad. Mom, I did ask you to help paint. Me, well, I did help tape. Mom, well, I didn't ask you to help tape, I asked you to help paint? Didn't I? Me, I suppose. Wife, what are you guys yelling about? Mom, oh, we were just giving him shit. Wife, oh, okay, it just sounded like yelling. Sister, he can talk to his family without you. It's none of your business. Wife, huh? Sister, you have no right to bac into to my mom, it's none of your business, and he can talk to his family without you around. Wife, I was just asking a question about my husband, is there a problem with that? Sister, you don't get to talk to my mom like that, you be *tch. Wife, again, I was asking a simple question about my husband. Sister takes a couple steps towards wife walks towards sister is literally centimeters from wife's face, wife places her hand on sister's chest and tells her to back off, and then sister started swinging. Basically, my sister started swinging on my wife, and my wife put her hands up to block her face and accidentally hit my sister in the face. After this, I pulled my sister back, and my wife stepped back. My sister was yelling things like she hit me, call the cops, etc. After my sister eventually seemed to calm down, I let her go, and she lunged at my wife again, and this time got a hit in. I pulled her back again, and then my brother and Sale walk up and start yelling at my wife. Sale says that my wife is making them look like trash to their new neighbors, and my brother tells us to get off his property. My mom started yelling at my wife, telling her she was being a *tch, and that she had no right to come at her, my mom, like that, even though my wife hadn't even moved yet from the spot where she was standing. Fast forward, over the past few days we have gotten many text messages and phone calls. The gist of those is basically continuing to blame my wife, and telling me that I am a terrible brother, son, and uncle to sister's kids, who were also present for this entire scenario. Additionally, we need some old tax forms for some financial paperwork we need to fill out, and while my wife's parents sent those to us as soon as they were able, my parents are holding them hostage and flat out refusing to give them to us. I was told that I would have to drive an hour to their house to retrieve them, and have a conversation with my mom, and that my wife was not welcome to this conversation. Additionally, that my wife is no longer welcome in their house. When we called and asked if my mom could please just email them to us, we need them, her exact response was maybe. Withholding our financial documents feels like it should be a last straw for me, but it's really hard, and I want to make the right choice. Edit 1, hi all, thank you for the comments. My mom finally gave us the tax returns. She had them because she has always filed for my siblings and I. In regards to everything else, my wife and I will be going no contact. We are currently sitting down making plans, and putting the rest of our affairs in order to cut the ties. Edit 2, wife here. I want to clarify because I see more than a few comments talking about this. My husband intervened the second it go physical. The reason he did not intervene before that point is because during previous conversations where we have attempted to work things out with his mom and sister, they have communicated that if they have something to say to me, I am perfectly capable of defending myself against them. I agree with this, and from the very beginning I had always asked my husband to let me speak up instead of just him. Part of this is because I am just that type of person, but it is also mostly because my husband, due to severe anxiety and constant abuse throughout his whole childhood, shuts down when there is conflict with his family. I am the type of person that stays very level-headed in high-stress situations, and so therefore am typically more equipped to defend either or both of us in those scenarios. In this case, I can handle any of them yelling at me, and have no issue defending myself. I honestly prefer it. The second it got physical, however, he jumped right in. If you can't get duplicates, then go to your mom's and get the documents. Then tell every last one of them to kick rocks. This. Pretend to play nice and say what they want to hear. Get the documents and leave with a big FU. No contact. You do exactly this. Go to the town where your mom lives, go get a police escort, go to her house. Demand your documents she is illegally holding and leave. Done and done. You get your shit and deal with them when and if you are ready on your terms in the future. When you're dealing emotional terrorists, you bring in backup. Your sis and mom will back down, while the cop is present. And then block them after. This should be top comment. Police escort all the way. They cannot legally withhold documents like that. I'd say the last straw should have been when they ganged up on your wife. If there is another possible way of getting the documents, I would move heaven and earth. Your family sounds like they are trash, so your Asael is right. Get away from this toxic crew ASAP. What makes you think their behavior is acceptable in any way? Is it the cursing, yelling, or the physical fighting that you find to be reasonable? Why do you need strangers on Reddit to affirm your family is highly dysfunctional? Of course they're horrid to your wife and you need to protect her above all those other toxic people. Get your tax documents any other way than through your family. Talk with a CPA and tell them you can't find or retrieve the paperwork. Do not have any more contact with them. You're not crazy. Update: my sister attacked my wife and my mom is withholding our documents because of it. Update: we are officially no contact with my mom, sister, brother, and brother's fiancé. We decided to set a timeline for 6 months, wife's suggestion, at which point we will require them to attend family therapy with us to attempt to repair things. Basically, they will have one chance, and if they refuse to go to therapy or therapy doesn't go well, it will be permanent no contact. As of right now things are going fairly well for us. My anxiety is a lot lower knowing that I don't have to worry about them. The main thing that sucks is the letter I wrote to my nephew explaining that we won't be around for a while but we still love him a lot and can play Xbox together anytime is being withheld from him by my sister, so who knows what they all are telling him. Also, my other sister, who I am still in contact with, is getting a lot of abuse from our family that I cut off. Her and I and our partners have always been treated badly, and are the black sheep of the family, so now since they do not have access to me, she is getting extra. She would love to cut them off as well, but it's a lot harder for her as she lives right down the street from our mom. She's hoping to move away someday soon though. It's really hard, but I know that this is the right decision, and maybe one I should have made before it got this bad, but my wife and I are just hoping to go forward and live our best lives. On the plus side, now that I don't have those assholes interfering, my sister, that I didn't cut off, and I can actually build our relationship. It was hard to do that previously as my mom always got in the way on both ends, but now she can't. Thank you everyone for your comments. It helped me realize that even though it is hard and I have been conditioned my whole life to stick by my family no matter what, they aren't treating me like family and I deserve better, and my wife absolutely deserves better. I have been picking up some of her favorite things regularly as part of an apology, and I'm hoping that I can continue to work with her and our therapist to be the best husband, and to put her first. No matter how abusive/toxic they are, cutting off contact with your family is hard. Especially with your parents. Congrats on finally being able to stand up to them. Hopefully, you can heal and move past your abusive childhood. Best of luck to you, your wife, and your good sister and BIL. I hope your sister and BIL can get away from them soon as well. It's a shame about your nephew. Hopefully, he will be able to see through his parents and grandparents' BS, and realize that you are not the bad guy here so you can have a relationship in the future. Good for you and your wife. I hope your sister escapes soon. I cut contact with my sister and haven't seen my nibblings since. It absolutely sucks, but since they're old enough I can text with them and that makes it better. I have no idea what my sister and her husband told them, but they know I love them and that's all I care about. I hope one day your nephew figures out that they withheld you from him and he can reach out. You did not mention if you or your nice sister have children. Whether or not if you do, check with your local senior center. There is sure to be a senior happy to adopt your family. Family does not always mean DNA. Family is caring, respect and affection. My nice sister has one son who is 17. I currently have no children. My parents want me 17 years old to pay rent. Hey guys. So, here's the deal. My uncle hooked me up with this awesome gig as his assistant since I am waiting for my results and it pays pretty well. I told my parents about it and offered to cover some expenses like groceries since I wanted to help them out. Things were going well since I was saving money on the side for college. In my country it's not that expensive, but I don't want to be a burden. Since I don't have a bank account, I keep it hidden in my room. One day when I came back from work and I saw the box, I hid the money in with my mom. I told her to return the money in box to me and she said I was being greedy and didn't care about them. She then said she would take half as rent. I explained it was savings for college, but she said I already had a job and shouldn't bother about it. I could go later and I should be patient. I got angry and snatched my money from her. She called my dad and he agreed with her. I felt bad so I told them I would give them around 25% and I apologized for snatching the money. After all, she's my mom. They said I was a stubborn son and they wanted all of it. They said if I didn't agree, I could leave. So I left. Right now I am living with my uncle. Am I the wrong one? Theft is theft even if a parent does it. But what's the underlying point here though? Maybe OP parents had a son to milk like a cow, or maybe the family is destitute and haven't seen real cash in a long time. No. I'm not sure what country you're in, but most places don't allow this. Also, put your money in a bank account or a secure lockbox. Nope. Stay gone and save for your own future. Stealing from your kids is despicable. When their parents inevitably pull the B, but I deserve some compensation for having you. I'd respond with well, pay up. That's what happens when you delay the exit. Not my problem. Don't give them a single cent. Trust your uncle though, he seems to support your dreams. Your parent are in the wrong here, especially since they admitted they don't care about you going to college despite you wanting to. And depending on your country, parent demanding rent from a minor child is illegal. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.